Yo, back again. This is making volume 4, and I finished the layout and the inks for Chain Gun. So this is Bloody Knuckles, and we're really just getting started over here. I haven't finished the complete layout for the chapter yet, but I've already started some of the inking, you know. And this is really crazy, like how much, because especially these Bloody Knuckles chapters, like they're a little longer, like some even 40 pages long. And even still, I'm cutting a lot. Because I'm creating these scenes. And it makes me wonder sometimes, like, is the series too short? It's not. Like, it's going to be what I need it to be. But for the most part, there's so much more that's not going to be in the book. But it doesn't get lost. It comes in handy in different situations. And so I just try to strip it down to like what's important because as I come up with all these scenes, and then you start to get into doing the layouts, it's like, okay, the chapter don't need to be 50, 60, 100 pages long because it got to get done, you know. So it's what scenes are necessary, what are unnecessary, and we kind of start getting into that. Every idea you have doesn't have to go into the book. Some things get left on the chopping block. But if you keep record of them, you know, those ideas can come back later and they can prove to be valuable in later chapters, uh, other iterations of the book, or maybe even a different series altogether. You know, it's all gold. Don't throw anything away. Even if you don't use it, keep it somewhere where you know it may be of use in the future. And I know I've been slacking on the posting. I apologize for the people that's following. You know, life has been kicking me in the teeth. That's still no excuse. And I'm not giving up. I'm still at it. Believe me, I quit every week. This and somewhere, somehow, I still find a way to come back. It's crazy how this works because it's kind of like when you get discouraged by lack of success, it all kind of falls apart. But if you just stay focused on the love of the game and stay consistent and just do it for the love, like don't watch the views, don't worry about the sales, just keep going and stay active and stay visible, then that's when stuff starts to happen. And it's weird that it works out that way. And it's like don't do nothing. Like you can still do your promos and stuff like that. It's like just don't. I don't know. I walk this balancing act of learning to be an entrepreneur and an artist, and not just say that I'm just using language. Like I really don't consider myself an entrepreneur at all. I'm not a business person. And to be honest, like my goal out of this was never to like be rich and famous. It was just to basically supplement my income. Like I'm working two jobs right now, and I make like 40,000 a year. So if I can make 40, I've lived off 30,000 a year. And to put it in perspective, if like I could make 30,000 a year off making comics, my own comics, then to me that would be a success. Even though that's probably not seen as successful by most people, but it's like, oh, just the ability to draw comics full time and just still be alive. That's that's like the goal for me, to be able to draw comics and not have to work any other job besides that, which I have not achieved. Like I sold some books here and there. I made some money off commissions. I was drawing books for other people. I was charging like $50 a page. But you know, none of that is enough. It amounted to enough to quit the job, quit the normal gigs. Excuse me. I'm kind of running through this quick. I don't mean to. It's a very simple page, not a lot going on, and I got a bit of energy. Got that hot cocoa, y'all. I'm in Minnesota, so it's still hot cocoa season. Probably until about June. Like I just looked outside and we still got snow on the ground. Hmm. I really enjoy drawing these like crooked smiles. For the most part, they always look evil. I think for the most part, people underestimate how expressive like lips can be. Pause. Because we recognize the expressiveness of eyes, or even hands, but especially in this anime-esque um, phase that comics is going through. We don't get that much expression in the face from other artists, not from me. Like I go him. While still keeping it simple. And though I'm kind of getting inspired to work on another series of mine, but I think I'm gonna do that one by hand, not on this iPad. We'll see, cause this, I don't know, it won't be as simple looking as cartoony. It'll still be cartoon. This kind of like my style, but I'm gonna lean more towards an American comics flavor with it. And just get super detailed in there. But I'm gonna keep this style for these books. You gotta be consistent. And to be honest, those books have kind of been like a training ground for the title I'm talking about. Really just practicing my skills and stepping my game up as I go along. Because this is all really experimental and a learning experience. This iPad is so slippery. Either I gotta do that book traditionally, or maybe I get one of those matte screen protectors. I don't know if it's the matte ones or another kind that's supposed to mimic the feel of paper. This screen is so slippery and slick. It does mess with my lines. Like I had to adjust. I've adjusted, my strokes so much to compensate that sometimes it feels weird going from from paper to this because I still sketch on paper and I'm doing my rough drafts. So it feels weird going back and forth. And so if I get me some bristle board and do this other book I'm talking about, then like the first order of board I get is going to be all about getting used to drawing on the board. Then I'm still going to be making these books at the same time. So the feel of going back and forth, we're going to test that out. We're going to see what that's like. Though I say all the time, my work on the board is better. From the first two chapters of Bloody Knuckle Chain Gun and Drunken Ronin Bear, those chapters were originally drawn on the board on bristle, and I think they just look better. Let me drop some blacks in here real quick, just because I want to see. I guess I could drop that there. Boom. It'll fit. I guess with this glass, it don't make that much noise either. Sometimes you miss the sound of pen scratching the paper. I know I do. That's my jam. Let me see. Let me get into something thicker for this. It's hard to see what I'm doing and why I'm doing this, but if you know, you know. And if you do know, you're probably like, there's a technical way around that. But part of me enjoys this because I'm OC. So I'd rather do this. let's go back. G-Pen. We gotta kick this in here. It's amazing how this starts to pop when we get into adding the shading from the grays. Let's do this. There's details in there. I'm going pretty fast. I usually, I've always tended to draw fast because I was impatient. Well, I'm still a little impatient and obsessive. So I trained myself to draw fast to really, I want to see the results of my work as soon as possible. And so growing up, when I was learning and training, I'll always move fast, sketch fast, draw fast. I want to finish that before it get cold. Excuse me. Drop the blacks in there, and then we should be done. First, let me do this. I want that hair to get mixed up. Okay, there's this page. Easy peasy. Alright, I'm gonna sign out for now. Thanks for tuning in and peace.